I got some questions now. I want you to watch yesterday's video. It's called Math. Y'all are 23, right? So watch the video. It's in your channel. It's called 120 Section 10 Homework Questions. Okay? And I'm going to pull those up right now. Some of them, I'm going to be honest with you, some of them should not even be in your homework. The questions that y'all are sending, do not feel bad because they suck. All right? They're not good questions. Some of them, I don't think a lot of math teachers could answer. Okay? So I don't know where they get these questions, but to make you feel better, they're not good questions. So anyway, let me go to the handy dandy homework and pull them up. Oh my God. Sorry. You know, they have these applications now that remember your password, and you can just click on it and it can, oh yeah, that's 2050, I'm sorry. But we're learning how to do posters. Okay, y'all were 120, right? Okay, when I pull up a question in my class, it will have several numbers. Read those numbers, 1, 4, 31. The 31 represents the number in the book. So if you turn to your 1.4 homework section in your book and go to number 31, this question will be similar. Did I say same?
No.
Thank you. I said similar. I thought you said it was the exact same. No, I said similar. This is the homework question on each of your 1.4 online homeworks. So I will say this is 1.4 31/15. You put in your notes 31/15, 1.4 31/15. Therefore, you can find it in your book to do another problem or to do it online so you'll know where it is. Question. All right. Y'all still haven't wrote down how to say, do you understand in Ukrainian? Thanks a lot. Anyway. For a poll of voters regarding a referendum calling the National Highway Development Program, design a sampling method to obtain the individuals in the sample. Be sure to support your choice. This should not be in your homework. Why? You are just now getting into statistics. Okay? I do not believe that you are qualified to pick out which kind of sample to use. Now, that's just my own opinion. Now, it says use stratified random sampling since this is a national issue. Why? Because our country is divided up into several regions: north, south, east, west, northwest, northeast, southeast, southwest, whatever. Do people think differently around the U.S.? Yes. In Boston, how do you say the word C-A-R? Car. Car. You don't say car in South Carolina. You say car. Okay, now that's how you talk. But do people think differently? Yes. So when you're doing something that's nationally or federally or whatever, you want to do something that grabs a sample out of all parts of the United States. So that's why it would be stratified. Okay? Why not systematic? Well, systematic, you could be pulling people, you would say every fifth person out of the phone book. Well, that's South Carolina phone book. You see what I'm saying? The poll of voters regarding a referendum calling for what? National. Now, if you did a systematic, how many people are in the United States? A lot. 3.5 billion or 35 billion, I can't remember. I think it's 35, I can't remember. It's 3.5 or 35 billion, I can't remember. Somebody Google it right quick. I don't care what the number is. Why would you not do a systematic in United States? It's a lot of people, even if you did systematic. Even if you did the 1,000th person, every 1,000th person. Somebody Google it. How many?
327 million.
Okay, 325 million, right? Okay, I was wrong. It's not billion, it's million. 325 million. All right? You're not going to do a systematic random sample. You sure as heck are not going to do a random sample. Can you imagine how many pieces, how many Post-its? You would have to put it in a dump truck. I mean, 2 or 3 dump trucks to fill out every single person. So a systematic random sample, a simple random sample are all out because of what? The size of the United States. Everybody with me? Okay, so you're thinking of what's the 2 most important things in our lives? Time and money. Every time you decide something, remember, decide or decisions, you think of what? Time and money. Okay? I really don't want to take math and science classes. Okay, then you don't want to make money when you get out of school. The less science and math courses you take, the less money you're going to make. I'm sorry, but it's true. Do you want a doctor working on you that has not taken math and science classes? How about a nurse? Do you want a nurse that's never taken biology? Do you want to cross a bridge over Lake Hartwell if the engineer never took math or science? I'm sorry, global studies is not paying very well. You can't get a job in global studies. Anything with the word studies behind it, you can forget it. All right. So, okay, it says use systematic random sampling by varying the K value. A sample of the whole nation can be selected to achieve blah, blah, blah. Since this is a national issue, different geographic, there you go, right there. I've said that at the beginning. Okay?
So stratified is used for what?
Stratified is group within a group. So I could pick South Carolina and pick Anderson. And then I'd go to California and pick Los Angeles. And then I'd go to Texas and pick Houston. And then I'd go to Massachusetts and pick Boston. And then I'd go to Indiana and pick, what is it, Fort Bend, Indiana? Fort Bend or something like that. You see what I'm saying? I'm picking a group within a group. Okay? Does that make sense? When we were in the dairy business, the tester would come by and pick and test the milk. Okay? We had 2 big old 2,000-gallon tanks in the milk room, and he would take samples, not from one, he would take from all 4 corners of the tank. Why? Because he wanted to make sure he got a good sample of each tank. Think of that. When you're talking about national polls or national, remember me giving you the example? I went across the United States and asked, who's going to be the next chairman of this? And I said, it's going to be this person. Well, what I neglected to tell you was that I went South Carolina, Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Alabama, Arizona, Utah. I don't know if Utah's down south. Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, and California. Did I walk across the United States? Yes, I did. If you know your geography, I walked across the United States with this survey. But what did I do? I stayed in the South. See? You can't do that. That's like taking one milk sample from the end of the tank and not checking the rest of the tank or not checking the other tank. You see what I'm saying? So anytime you're dealing, so automatically cluster sampling you could use, but cluster sampling, if you pick South Carolina cluster sample wouldn't be the same as Boston or Massachusetts. So you have to go into the city and pick a city to make it a stratified. That's the difference between cluster and stratified. Okay, you could say cluster sampling. That could be an answer. But here they're wanting stratified. Okay, and notice what else it says besides stratified. Random. You see what I'm saying? Anytime random is in the answer, chances are it's going to override something that's not random. You see what I'm saying? So that's why delta overrides echo. All right? Is this a test question? No, it is not. Is it a standardized test question? It could be. I don't agree with it. So whoever sent it, you had a reason to kind of be confused about it. All right? And anytime you see different, is different good in statistics? Yes. You don't want everybody to be the what? Same. Capiche? This next one is 1.522/7. First of all, is it considering the following? I'll be glad when we get to math. I hate chapters 1 and 2 because all these. Anyway, this one says, and I said it's 22. What number? 22/7. 22/7. 1.522/7. A lot of people say, why do you say it 3 or 4 times? Because as soon as I go to it, somebody's going to ask, what number? Consider the following question from a recent poll. Thinking about the nuclear proliferation issue might affect your vote for major offices. Do you know what nuclear proliferation? Do you know what that word means? How we use our nuclear assets. That's what nuclear proliferation is. Okay? Got 2 ways to use nuclear. How do we use it? Power and weapons. Nuclear proliferation is how we use those 2 things. SAT word. All right. Would you vote only for a candidate who shares your view on nuclear proliferation, or consider a candidate's position on nuclear proliferation as just one of many important factors? I always, and again, is this an analytical question or a judgment question? I don't know. I would consider, I want to know what the person thinks on a lot of things. You know? Not just one thing. Oh, but some people are one-dimensional. If you don't believe that things are not one-dimensional, University of Oklahoma football team. What happened to them when they met a multi-dimensional football team? They didn't stand a chance. Somebody tell me what LSU did to Oklahoma. They whooped them. And everybody knows that whoop is a whole lot different from whipped. Okay? They whooped them. Because Oklahoma was one-dimensional. And LSU is multi-dimensional. Everybody with me? So, you don't want to be one-dimensional. Not just with your candidate, not with your decision-making, not with your choices. I'm trying to, you always want to go with multi, with what is the person, I guess that's why they put rotating in there. Okay, so I would go with rotation. Now, am I going to be correct? I have no idea. Because is this a subjective question or an analytical question? Some people may say it's subjective, meaning it's your opinion. So somebody say which one I just said that I would want to, all the issues or multi-issues. Which one says that?
Response bias.
I can't hear you. What?
C.
Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. Thank you. Now, is that the one I said? Because it's probably going to be wrong. Oh my gosh, we got it right. Now, I'm going to get into, okay, the question is talking about a candidate, right? So I'm going to talk about that, all right? Just like I said, you don't vote on a person, whether it's for county council or for President of the United States, just because of one thing. That's like a one-dimensional football team. It's going to bite you, and it's going to bite you. And, well, think of it like this. Think of it, an actor or an actress. You ever seen a one-dimensional actor or actress that can act very well but can't tell you how to spell mom backwards? You ever seen one of those? Or somebody, okay, dating. Y'all know how to date, right? You know dating, you know. I can't get much of a reaction out of y'all. Half of y'all are watching movies on your laptops and the other half are looking out the window. Dating. Do you want to date somebody that's glamorous and beautiful but can't spell race car backwards? Okay, guys, you may think you want that person. No, you don't. Okay, you don't want that. And girls, you already know that. All right, because guys are one-dimensional. It's hard to find a guy that's not one-dimensional. If you ever, another Hubert indicator, if a guy takes his picture on Facebook with his toys, he's one-dimensional. Y'all know what I'm talking about with toys, right? You got to have this, or this to be a man. Okay? That's if you see a guy on Facebook and he has a picture with all his toys, run. Run like hell. Okay? Next. Everybody get around here? One dimension is not what? Not good. Somebody will say, Hubert talks about politics. I was talking about dating. Okay? Next, 1.3, 7/3. 1.3, 7/3. This is a sample set. Now, I'm going to show you how to do this problem, but I'm not going to go through and answer it, okay? First of all, read the question. It says list, and this is on yesterday's video also. A sample set. Before you do this one, I want you to write down 2 sample sets. I want you to write down a sample set of a couple having 2 kids. What's the sample set? What's the outcomes? And then a couple having 3 kids. So do that first. So everybody should be writing in their notebook. So please don't sit there and twiddle your thumbs because that just kind of pisses me off. Say, do you understand again? Yeah, exactly. Now, when you write a Ukrainian word, can you write it in English? I mean, can you write it like, to pronounce it, can you write it like, you could? Well, you need to do that for me, and I need to learn how to say it. That way I can impress people. You know, when I'm at a meeting or something, I could speak French, I could speak, but I can only say, do you understand? You know, and what is your name? So, I'm not one of these smart people that can actually speak 3 languages. People say that people that know how to do math and English, and if you know how to speak 3 languages, you're pretty clever. Oh, I'm sorry. Except if you're the First Lady of the United States and you speak 5 languages, then you're stupid.
My French teacher spoke 4.
I can't get over that.
She spoke Latin, Russian, French, German, English, and Spanish.
I'm a firm believer. If you could speak Latin, you could pretty much speak. You could learn how to speak all the other languages.
Yes, a dead language. They had it at Westside High School, and she taught it there whenever they had it.
Who was it?
Miss Martin.
I had Miss Rouse, and I blew away those 2 semesters. I was on the football team and didn't need to study and didn't need to. I want to learn how to do Latin, because I feel if you could learn how to do Latin, like I say, that makes all the other languages easy. You know, easier to learn.
It never changes.
Yeah, because of the feminine versus the masculine and all that. I just think it's interesting. But of course, an analytical person would think that type of stuff is interesting. So you give me math or science and I'm like, eh. No coughing in class. So, with a sample set of 2 children, boy, 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 girl, girl, boy, girl, girl. You with me? Write that down because that's a test question. Now 3 children. I'm going to try to do it, but there's 8 of them. There's 8. Boy, boy, boy. Boy, girl, girl. Boy, girl, boy. Girl, boy, boy. Girl, girl, girl. Girl, boy, girl. Girl, boy, boy. Girl, girl, boy. There's 8 of them. I don't know if I did 8. Now you can look them up. You can Google three child sample space. You can pull that up and it'll list them. Now you need to write those 2 down because those are 2 test questions. I'm not going to put this on a test question, but it's a good homework question. It does the same thing, except they give you 5, and that's a little bit time consuming. I'm going to write down some of them for you, and we'll go from there, okay? So I'm going to take my handy dandy black pen, and I'm going to and you have to do a system. So I always take the first one, and they want 3 together, right? So I'm going to say 689, 681, 623. 689, 681, 606. 689, 681, 609. You see what I'm doing? I'm grabbing the first 2. Now the next one, I'm going to grab the first one and the last one. I mean the first one and the middle one, and then go with the other 3. Now you may have some overlaps, but you know that's when you deduce, and that's what these lists are for. So I'm going to go on here and I'm going to go 689, 681, and I'm going to use these 2, and then I'm going to give, so that'd be 623, and then I'm going to do 606 and 609. Everybody with me? And you can just put quotation marks there. And I just did that first set. And now I'm going to do 689, and I'm going to do this one. I'm going to put a line beside that one. So I'm going to do these 2, and then I'll do the other 3. So 689, 623, 623, and 681. And I'm going to go out here, and I'm going to say 606 and 609. And you list all of those. Everybody with me? Yes.
I actually have a question. What I did is I just looked for the ones that had repeating.
You can do that too. Yeah, well, I'm getting to that. Hold on, let me move this over. Because there's some that you can actually deduce. I don't know why. That's not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to hit the mouse and it erases everything. 2050, maybe. Okay, let me move that over here. So I'm going to go to my handy dandy. Okay, first of all, this one goes out. Why? Why does that one go out?
There's only 2.
It's only 2. There's supposed to be another one, but sometimes they don't put both of them on there. So now, like you said, let's find some that are repeating, that have 2 classes. Are you going to take 2 Math 120s this semester?
No.
That would be what? Stupid. Because you're only going to get counted for 1. So I think that's what you're talking about, right? So where do you see 2 that are repeating?
M.
I see, what?
M.
M is in Mike. Thank you. What else?
H.
H is in hotel.
E.
E is in echo. About another one. Y'all have to check, because I'm one of those people, I'll look at something for 15 minutes, and somebody will say, no, that's not right. So you have to look. I don't know if it's dyslexia or whatever, but anybody see anything else repeating? Okay, now if you pick the remainders, you should get it right. But the reason I use this, you can also do sample spaces and see, and the next one I would pick 689, and then I'd pick that 681, and then, or the next one, and then I'd pull those 3. So you got like 16 different, subspace or outcomes. You can do that, or you can just pick whichever. Okay? So let's check and see. Take my handy dandy mouse. No. And I did this one, like I said, I did it yesterday, and also talked about if they cancel. I think yesterday's had two classes, and two, they automatically get knocked out. And we feel good about ourselves. So we don't have to put smokestacks on a pickup truck. Okay? It's another indicator. Run. All right, next. 1.3, 7/3. Okay. I thought I hit delete, but evidently. Okay, 1.4, 23/12. 1.4, 23/12. This question, they don't even give you the formula, okay? It's the big N, little n, okay? First of all, what's your biggest number is big N, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and pull this down because I'm not going to go look it up. So you're going to use N and K. There we go. So we're just going to use this one, and then we'll go back and you can do the homework because they don't give a slide on this one. And I don't know, I guess y'all are just supposed to know this, but first of all, you pick N. Which one is N? N is this number right here, the sample size. Write that down. N is equal to the sample size. K is equal to the random number. So in this case, it would be 30. K is the random number, 30. Capiche? P is right there, 22, the 22nd client, right there. 22 is P. Any questions so far? Now, is this a test question? That would be a hell to the no, because I don't even think this question should even be in your homework. Okay? I don't know. Maybe the person that did homework questions, maybe they were doing another class or something. I don't know. This question should not even be there. Yes?
I thought P was equal to the individual, like all the individuals.
Yeah.
Portion.
Well, obtaining the number 22 or the 22nd client.
Oh.
Either one.
Okay.
So in this case, in this problem, it says the 13th client, so K would be 13 in this problem. And that's going to be your first digit. Okay, so 22 is going to be our first digit. Okay, so next. And there's your formula. Write it down. And how do you know this? I guess maybe you might read it in your book. I don't know if there was a slide on it. I think there might have been a slide, but I skipped it because I don't think you should be learning this right now, but that's just my own opinion. The sample will consist of the individuals, P, which is going to be 22, and then somebody take 22 plus 30. That'd be 52 would be your next number. Then dot, dot, dot. Then P plus, what's P plus 14 times 30? Well, 14 times 30, well, I have no idea. That'd be 140, it'd be 420.
That's your last number.
420 plus 22 is 442. Somebody do that last digit and see if you get 442. I did it in my head, so I don't know.
Yeah, 442.
Good. So our three digits are 22, and then what was the next one? 52, and then 400, whatever I said. That means shut up, Hubert. Time's up. Actually, it doesn't mean shut up, Hubert. It means you need to be thinking about winding down. Okay, and continue. Let's see what we got. 52, that's what, 22, 52, and 442. That's how you do it. Do I agree with this question? No. Is it in your homework? Yes. That's how you do it. Is it a test question? No. Is it a standardized question? I doubt very seriously that this is going to be on a standardized test. This question should not be in this section, but that's just my opinion. Okay? Now let's see what else. See if we got another couple of questions that are simple. Because I want to hurry up and get to math eventually, but I'm covering your questions right now. So let's see if this one got time for maybe one 2714. 2714, same type question. So I'm going to stop there. Okay? And hit delete there. Probably those are the same questions. That's 2513. Y'all can go ahead and convulse. Go ahead. Oh, I have no idea where that one came from, so I'm going to just wait, do that one tomorrow for the other class. Let me go ahead and hit record, stop. I'll put this up. This is 12010, right? 23.